Okay, I got it apart. Not really much to it inside. There's the power amp board, power supply, relay. And I'm not going to do anything as far as hooking speakers up until I get some bias measurements and voltage measurements on the output. So I will do that and continue on with the repair or scrap of this thing, whichever it turns out to be. Nice big transformer. Relatively big anyway. Well, I checked the bias and the voltage across the output, and those are pretty good. One channel is 60 milliamp and the other is 45 milliamp, so it can probably be tweaked a little bit. And one channel wasn't working, but I was just playing around with it. I was jiggling this. You see this shaft, this knob shaft goes back to here, and this side cuts in and out when I move this, so I think this control is just dirty, and I'll spray it and see if that fixes it. I'll just spray everything. Probably could use it. And see if I can download a data sheet and adjust this thing. But heck, if it's real easy to fix, there's no reason to part this thing out. I'll just clean it up and get it working real well and probably flip it. Probably a simple fix. Now that's all fixed, no problem. However, there is still a problem. When I wiggle this thing, well, it was, but not doing it now. It's a little bit of noise. So, I don't know if I can get into that thing or not and squirt the contacts. That's just the relay. But so far so good. I'll have to see what I can do with that. Okay, I got this board out. Desoldered the relay thing here. Trying to see if I can get into it. I don't know what the hell I'm doing here. I'm just prying at the side. Yeah, I'm not going to put any money into this shit. I just, try to fix what I have here. You can tell, starting around the 1980s, they were getting cheap. And they use these plastic snap-in type connectors to hold the board in. And kind of flimsy chassis, and Snickers over there knocking stuff down. Yeah, so I'll open this thing up and see if I can clean it. Peckerhead, what are you doing? God. Well, I somehow managed to get the cover off of the relay without wrecking the whole thing. And there's the contacts right there. When the power goes on, it pulls in this metal to the magnet and makes the connection. So what I'm going to do is take the deoxit gold and just put the little wipe and pull it through there. Clean up the contacts. This stuff is amazing. I use it on my flashlights. You know, you have your flashlight and you have to keep hitting it to make the light get brighter. After wiping it, all the contacts and the batteries, it doesn't do it anymore. I don't know what secret chemical they put in this stuff, but it certainly does work. Okay, starting to reassemble this thing. Got the board snapped back in with its lovely plastic snaps. Looked like there was flux all over the other side of it. They just didn't clean it when they made it, apparently. Transistors are just held in. I can't see nothing with this stinking camera I have. They're just mounted on these little boards that are just hung loose in there. The leads of the transistor is what holds it in position. Yeah, you can tell around 1980 they started getting cheap. And I don't see any adjustment for the bias. These are for the meter adjustment. Maybe there's something out. I'm just not seeing it. But I don't see any controls. Well, anyway, keep on cleaning, kind of starting to wipe the dust out of this thing. I gotta solder these leads back on. Where'd they go? Oh, here they are. Gonna solder that back on. And here's all the parts. I gotta clean these knobs, and clean the front of this thing. The lights work on the meters. I don't have to worry about that at least. So I'll keep on going here and post up as I go. Okay, starting to assemble this thing. Powered it up and it exploded. No, it's fine. You can see where the potentiometers are supposed to be. See VR2, I think it says there, and VR1. Well, there's no variable resistor there. They just used a resistor across it to save money and screw somebody who wanted to adjust this. Oh well, this thing doesn't really need adjusted, but it's just cheapening of electronics as we started moving into the 1980s. I'm testing all the inputs. I went through all the inputs and tried them. Testing the phono. I don't have a record player connected, turntable. I don't have a turntable connected. But you can use your music player just to turn it all the way down. Turn the bass control all the way down. Volume all the way down. Make sure it's not set to phono. And once it's connected, turn it on phono, bring the volume up. It'll still sound bassy because the phono equalization adds a lot of bass to the signal. And so far so good on this thing. I've still got a noisy treble control. I gotta clean that one up a little bit. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's a little bit crunchy yet. But I'll see if I can take care of that. And the power switch is broken. It was like that though, but I'm not going to go try and find a switch. Snickers, you're not supposed to be in the amplifier.